I'm reminded of Jonathan Pageau, where he says, like, it's like you ask me, like, where does concrete reality and like, like the mythopoetic version of reality, or like the
Where do they begin and end?
you
Yeah,
know yeah, right. So it's like, where does it end and begin? And it's like, well, you can't really take one seriously without the other. And it's like
exactly.
they're both always a constant, And so it's like, yeah, if you ask me, like, which one does it represent, I would say yes.
Yeah, I know, I know.
It's
That's
going
the
to be
crazy
both,
thing.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets real wild when you start hearing these news reports about, the Jews are trying to build a third temple and they're going to sacrifice a red heifer per the Levitical law on the Mount of Olives. They've already built the altar on the Mount of Olives to do this. They've already selected the cows like that they're going to do this with to institute or sanctify the tools that are supposed to be used in the temple. Per the
Mm.
book of Leviticus, you sacrifice a pure red heifer, a pure red cow, and they
Mm.
have it on the Mount of Olives already to do that. And you're just like, and I literally pitched it to some of the guys in the Discord. I was like, what if they go to sacrifice that red heifer, and then that's the moment when you just like when Jesus like appears, and then it's like they will look on him who they pierced. You know what I mean? Like it's happening
Mm.
right there. You know what I mean? Like, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
because like that's a real
yeah.
news report. Like that's a thing that people are actually doing. You know what I mean? And again,
Yeah.
there's entire graves surrounding all over. Like the whole thing is a cemetery. You can pay millions of dollars to be buried there, right?
Wow.
And they are,
Wow.
and then you realize that like he's supposed to enter through the per the Old Testament prophecy. He's supposed to enter through the east gate into the Temple Mount, and the Muslims have like boarded up the east gate because like they, you know what I mean. So they're like, oh, we don't want them
Wow.
to come through. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really strange how this stuff manifests.
That'll stop them.
Huh? Yeah, I know, right? It's just really funny how it manifests. Like all this stuff is just it's ancient scripture. It's ancient literature. But then you're like, here I am in 2025, and it's like people are like spending millions of dollars to be like, like there's a bunch of dead bodies there on the Mount of Olives waiting for the resurrection. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's interesting.
they want
Yeah.
front row seats to the eternal kingdom. You know what I mean? Like that sort of.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Like they want, and they're not even Jesus believers. They're doing this on the basis of the Old Testament. That when Messiah comes, will be resurrected. So